Hey, we are live. What's going on? Listen, I had this spark of inspiration this morning, and I wanted to jump on here and make the next 30 minutes normally one of my most productive 30 minutes in the morning because I'm a morning person. I don't know if you're a morning person or if you're a night owl. Um, if you're a night owl, I apologize. I don't know how you live that way. But one of the things that I've been really getting into is listening to more freeform live shows, just folks talking. Some of my favorite creators, they do their weekly podcast and then they go on YouTube and uh, they just live stream either more thoughts they didn't get out, talk a little bit more about what's going on in their lives and their business, and a little bit more behind the scenes stuff. And I thought, well, Mondays are kind of weird because, uh, I get home around 8:45 after dropping off the kids at school, and I got a weird kind of. I take my walk, and then I got a weird 30 minutes between that and my first call, and then usually after that, I'll either work out or I've already worked out and my day begins. So I wanted to, instead of just jumping into my inbox and just starting to clear it on Monday morning at 9 o'clock for me, I thought this would be a good time to share a little bit about what's on my mind, what's going on in the week, what you should keep a lookout on as far as maybe what's in the news, what's coming up in the news, what's coming up in the church world, and help you kind of get your brain juices flowing, get you out of your state of not stasis, get you out of your state of not content either. Just get you unstuck. I hate using that word because everyone likes to use that phrase, get unstuck. But I think that is something that, man, a lot of people do get stuck on. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through my inbox here, and you're not going to see my inbox, but I'm just going to kind of free talk about kind of what I'm looking at and what I'm reading. And then if anyone's actually watching this, comment, and we'll go deeper into some of the thoughts that are free flowing here. But I think a lot of what I do as well, Justin Nava, is very educational, and I never want to give that stuff up. I just I've been told I'm a natural teacher, and I don't want to just be all about me right now. But I also feel like there's a lot of value in watching someone do something, or listening to their thought process behind why they do it. One of the reasons I run my business the way I run it is because of certain people that I just follow and listen to. So I want to share some of this, and if it's valuable to you, great. If not, hey, thanks for listening and watching anyways, and have a great rest of your week. So first thing I do on Mondays, like once I sit down and start working, is check my inbox, and I'm just catching up on a couple things, and I'm gonna put on what I call my Clark Kent glasses because I can't see my computer screen without them. I can't see anything without my glasses, but I try to fake it when I'm on camera. So I'm looking at Local Viking, which is the software that we use to manage our client SEO stuff. They have a really good newsletter. It's one of the few newsletters I let into my inbox, my primary inbox. And they usually talk about like what's going on at Google, what's going on in the world of SEO, basically what you need to know about like technology right now. It's one of the few tech blogs that I follow. So, man, it's like right here, this little quote here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. It's a tweet from Aaron Snowden here. Try to share my screen on the right screen and not that screen. Well, I guess it'll show up there. Here we go. Yeah, look at this. Imagine you look up a recipe on Google, and instead of providing results, it lectures you on the dangers of cooking and sends you to a restaurant. This is a big thing that we're gonna have to figure out with AI, because like, and then he continues. Let me just finish the tweet. The people who think poisoning AI or GPT models with incoherent safety filters is a good idea are a threat to general computation. We've seen this play out in the Christianity world, right? Like a young youth comes up and says, "Hey, I have these feelings. There's this girl I like. I want to spend the night at her house. There's this boy I like, and he says he's really serious and wants to marry me, but doesn't want to wait around to have sex." Like in the land we grew up in, in the time we grew up in, a lot of pastors would have said, well, those are dangerous things. Sex is bad. Don't have sex. And we raised a lot of Christian men and women with a negative view on sex. So either they felt ashamed for their thoughts, they didn't have a healthy relationship with their partner, a physical relationship with their partner, or they crash and burn, or they literally burn out, I guess I should say. And so in the same way that we kind of missed that mark when I was growing up, I think we have a danger of hitting that or missing that same mark now when it comes to AI and GPT. A lot of tech companies are trying to bubble wrap AI because they want it to be safe. And when they say they want it to be safe, let me be crystal clear on this. When they say they want it to be safe, they really mean they want it to be safe for their worldview or their ideology. And so, for example, you can go into ChatGPT. I did this last year. I don't know if it still does it. We might find out here now. If you ask ChatGPT to give you a joke about Muhammad, it's going to say, hey, no, I respect all religions. If you ask it to give you a joke about some other religious figure, I can't think of one that comes to mind, it's going to say, hey, no, we respect all religions. But then you say, hey, tell me a joke about Jesus. It's like, oh, yeah, Jesus and two dogs walk into a bar. And it has no problem telling you 10 jokes about Jesus. And this is because it's honestly one of the good things about Christianity. It's also one of the inherently bad things about Christianity. God says we're supposed to be persecuted, I think. Expect to be persecuted. So it doesn't surprise me that you can make a Jesus joke on AI, but you can't make a Muhammad joke because you're not supposed to make fun of Muhammad. They don't expect people. They want you to... Anyways. So they're inherently trying to bake in their worldview. Now imagine, which is funny because it's a lot of more liberal, anti-capital people that cling onto that worldview. Imagine you wanted to look up the dangers of cooking, and imagine trying to look up a spaghetti recipe and you get a response from Google and it says, hey, cooking spaghetti is very dangerous. You've got a hot pot on your stove sitting for 30 minutes, waiting for that water to boil. Some of that water could boil off onto you. If you don't have the proper first aid kit, it could burn yourself. You could spill that water and that's just it's gonna kill your leg. It's just much safer to go eat at this restaurant or do some takeout. And by the way, since you're interested in spaghetti, here's a 20% off coupon for the local Italian restaurant. Like that's nuts. I want a recipe. I don't want to be lectured and I don't want to be recommended to a source where someone else can make some money rather than me try to save some money. Now, a lot of people would hate that, and a lot of anti-capitalists would hate that as well because it's just pushing what they think is more capitalism. It's really all a wash, but that's what they think, okay? But at the same time, they will gladly limit worldviews such as Christianity and push their own because they think it's right. So one of the things that we have to be careful with AI, and I don't try to be political. And that's one of the problems with today's modern age with the government being in everything is that if the government is in something, it's inherently political. Like marriage used to not be political until the government started assigning certificates. Gender used to not be political, or sex used to not be political until the government started saying, you can do this, but not that. You can do this, but not, and you have to say this and you can't say that. Like, because government got involved, it is now political. Even home ownership. Government charges property taxes and tells me what to do with my lawn. And so therefore, if I want to take care of the house the way that I want, I got to get involved in politics. It's stupid. It's not the way I think it should be, but it is what it is. And so the more the government gets into things, the more political things become. So all that to be said, I don't want to get too political on these things when I talk about these things, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Anyways, I hate all this stuff about, like, we can't say this or that, or we have to censor things that we don't believe is right, which is censoring information that the AI could be pulling from. And even though we're constantly recovering new information about historical events that we were incorrectly taught because it was washed out when we were born or when we were raised and gone to school. People are happy to continue to wash out information they don't agree with so that the future generation can be raised with information they prefer them to have rather than the information of the real world. It is, it is, it is so frustrating. Clearing out a few other emails here. Let's see what else we got. Got an email from a little test email from one of our clients. That's cool. Sunday Social billed me. Love Sunday Social. We actually use Sunday Social a lot. I love Sunday Social of Jonathan and Joe and what they've done. Got a website contact form. This is an old website. I used to go to my email. Now it goes to our general hello inbox or support inbox. The first time we set up a website and we have contact forms, those contact forms go to the pastor, but the first time we have it go to the pastor and myself now to the general box because we want to make sure it's working. And usually when we receive it, this is an older site. It's just the first time this contact form has been filled out on this page. Once we know that it's coming in, we send it to pastor. Hey, make sure you got this. This isn't spam. This is what it's supposed to look like. Because sometimes that first contact form is spam. And so we want to make sure that they know it came from the website, but it is a spam message. So this is an older site that was still set up with my email. So now I'm going to send this to my team and say, hey, take my email off of this. This contact form is working. And it is a contact. I try not to read them, but you can't help but see the first couple lines there. Looks like this person's looking for a church. So that's cool. That came in Sunday at midnight, Sunday at 12:45 a.m. Remove my email from this form. Cool. So, hey, Sunday at midnight, people are filling out contact forms on your website. This is a small rural church, so, urban churches get them even more. It's important to have contact pages. This was also an older one. No, this was from the contact page. Okay, cool. Yeah, contact pages are rarely used. I know this church has gotten contact form submissions before, but this is the first one from the contact page. I got a email from a new contractor. I got a roll from my church. We do a digital roll call here. So let me just update this real quick. All right. Yeah, we use church teams, love church teams, and we send out the day after your group meets, you're supposed to go in there and basically fill a roll, who was here, who wasn't here. I got some index issues here for an old client, a gym that is no longer with us because that was a barter deal. Got a sitemap thing just from a new direct. That's fine. Yep, and then pastor gets those emails too, and he forwards them to me. So I always got to tell him, hey, I get these too. You don't got to forward them to me. You will, if you have Google Search Console set up, you will get an email that looks like this. Let me pull it up. Oh, actually, I already deleted it. So let me share my screen here. You'll get by the way, everyone needs to have their Google Search Console set up. You will get emails like this when you make website changes. In this case, I think we renamed a URL. And so it's just saying, hey, we're not archiving this. We're not indexing this anymore because you redirected it. That's all it's saying. So you actually should get this error when you make a change on your website. So that's fine. But this is the stuff. I still have old stuff set up to my personal email that I shouldn't have. Got some stuff coming on Amazon. Got a new LED light for the back. No, I didn't get that. That's an ad for something else that I shopped for. What do I have coming in Amazon? I know it's a few books. I got some, I needed a new charger for the office. I got props to our friend. His name escapes me right now. It's kind of embarrassing. Let me see if I can. I want to give proper credit for this idea because it is so. I think it is very important. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. And I can't even look him up anymore because his business got bought out. Anyways, a live streaming friend gave me the tip. If you have an index card and you record a video for someone, like you Loom or something, write their name on the index card and then hold it up when you start the video, because that's your preview image. They'll see their name, they'll know it's personalized. And he was like, and you can get dry erase index cards. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good. So I needed to add like $10 more or something to my Amazon order to get free shipping. And so that's what's coming in that package. So I got some dry erase markers. I got some USB adapters because I need those as well for my office. I got a book recommended to me by Justin Trapp, Built to Sell. Got some other office supplies that I needed to refill on, and Donald Miller's new book, Coach Builder. I really just got it to see the template that he's giving away as a bonus with it, but I'll definitely read that as well. So I got that coming today. Awesome. Email from Dr. Nix of Church Growth Systems. I don't know why this is coming into my main inbox, but he seems like a pretty cool dude. I think I signed up for one of his Facebook ads. I sign up for everything that comes across because I just want to see what other people are doing. Find inspiration from other people. Not necessarily swipe what they're doing, because just because you saw an ad doesn't mean it works. That's a huge thing right now in churches. A lot of churches will see an ad or something promotional from another church, and they'll be like, oh, well, they're doing this, let me try it. You have no idea that's even working for them. Like, all you know is they spent $1.17 to Facebook to get you to see that ad, and you clicked on it, which means it billed them, right? If you're doing CPC. So you can't just swipe whatever you see other churches doing, because you don't know if it's going to work. Got a notification from LegalZoom. I got to fill out my beneficial ownership information report. Nope, I already incriminated myself to my government. Statement from American Express. I got a personal client emailing me for an update. Newsletter from a client. Contract from a contractor. Got another website form submission here. This one is for a youth page. So, I always talk about, you got to have contact forms on every page of your site where it makes sense, which it will make sense on most pages. And in this case, this is a youth page. It's a youth ministry page. Put a contact form on there. Do you have a question or need special accommodations? Someone submitted that form. Okay. And I know this church, I know this pastor, obviously no information is given, but I'll share the message with you. I don't think he would mind. This person on last night, Sunday evening. Okay. So this stuff of looking for a church can happen at any time, including Sunday evening. All right. This person submitted a message on the youth page looking for a youth group for my 14-year-old where they can get to know God, socialize, and be part of a community. Come on, y'all. Let me look up the page so I can show it to you. It's pretty cool. Well, it's not pretty cool. It's actually pretty boring, which is why it's pretty cool, because you'd look at this and you'd be like, oh, this page sucks. But it obviously works because it got a response. Oh, they've done some huge retooling on this. Okay. Look at this. So this is their youth group. All right. Got to always have a welcome here. Actually, I even like that welcome is up here. Some of what we do throughout the year, this is so needed on so many church websites. Just show pictures of what you do throughout the year. FAQs. And this is the form, right? It's super simple. It's super basic. It's super boring, which is why it works. We have to stop chasing sexy and chase boring and what works. Just this morning, just in the last 48 hours, there were 2 brand new contact form submissions that came in from 2 older clients. This isn't something that we just set up. This is just something that just set up for a church plant that's like doing it. Like, these are establishments in the community. People are still submitting contact forms. This is huge, y'all. This is so boring. And I tell you this, the other contact page looked, or the other contact form looked just like it. Okay, so this is great. I'm also going to send this to my team to move me from contact submission notifications, because the this site was also set up. Oh, that's not the email. This site was also set up before I had a team, so I was the one getting everything. And credit limit increase from American Express. This is another newsletter that I like to read. The Bay Area Times. It's kind of a tech bro. I shouldn't say tech bro. That's bad. It's kind of a tech newsletter, but I find the information on it is very helpful to me. So it basically is just like it's very it's very infographic heavy, which I like. So I will just skim it. I won't read it. So it says Apple in talks with Google and OpenAI over building iPhones. That's interesting. I might read that. XAI open sources Grok. That's their Chat GPT essentially. TikTok Shop sees growth. That's not surprising. So this is interesting. So I'll read this article, not here, but if Apple can get a deal with OpenAI, if they get an AI deal with Google, I'm going to be very upset because y'all have heard all the issues with Google's AI. OpenAI has been much better. I'll say that. And I don't think it's not a bad thing to be lagging in generative AI development, because they have the money to just buy who's doing it well or license with who's doing it well. Like they had the money to build their own Maps app, but they still need Google Maps on their phones. They had the money. They didn't have the money to build Siri, so they bought a virtual assistant company, and it does fine. Grok is being open, so that's fine. That's cool. That's interesting. And TikTok Shop. I love TikTok Shop. I'm getting kind of tired of how much they're pushing it, because even now when you search for something, your first result is a TikTok Shop. So even if I search for, like the other day, I was like, what are some St. Patrick's Day recipes? The first two results were just TikTok Shop items, and I didn't like that. I'm not looking to buy something. Remember what we were talking about earlier? I'm looking to find a recipe. Okay, that's funny. Real world example. Vision Pro App Store. I don't care. Interesting videos and memes. Cerebral Valley. Okay. Okay. It's whatever. So that's that. I like that newsletter. It's one of the few that hit my inbox. I got my project management report due. I've got a reply from another personal client. I do still take personal clients because I want more money than I have now. YouTube is telling me it's live. I got 5 more minutes here. I'm going to finish wrapping this up. All right. I got an email from Founders Card. I'm just waiting for an email. Like literally, this is why email follow-up is so important, because for this Founders Card, I've signed up with a friend's affiliate link so they can get a little bonus or whatever. And I know they have a better deal than what they're offering me right now. So I'm literally just waiting because I'm not traveling anywhere. I don't need immediately what they offer right now. I know there's a couple things that I could use, but in 1 year, it's not going to make a difference whether I sign up now or in 2 months. So I am just kind of waiting for them to send me a deal that I know they're going to send me that'll save me $100. Got an email about some software updates for software use. Gourmet gift baskets. That's our gift basket, welcome basket company. If you do a deal with us, I will send you and your team a welcome basket. And there it is. There is the there is the deal that I was waiting for Founders Card. It was 2 emails higher. I can get a year for $400 instead of $600. So I will sign up for that later and get that going so I can start saving some money on my Stripe processing fees. And then I got some emails here. I'm going to check the company box because that's not really checked until about 30 minutes from now when some other team joins. And we just got some files from clients. Yesterday, we had a client that was having some issues with Vimeo and their live stream over the last couple of weeks. So yesterday I actually told one of my team, I said, be on call, watch the inbox, watch their live stream. Let's make sure it's not the website. And it wasn't the website. I don't think it was the website, but nothing happened yesterday. So that's good. Got some files from a client getting ready to run their Easter Facebook ad. And then I got the 2 emails I just sent myself. So, hey, Monday Fun Day. This is like the first 30 minutes of my day. I'm just going through here. And, maybe you'll notice I'm really just looking to catch up on some news from the weekend. I'm just making sure nothing burned down over the weekend. But then also, if there are to-dos, I'm just quickly assigning them, or you didn't really see it today, but I'm adding it to my project manager system, project management system. Because right now is not due time. Today, right now is delegate time. In a few minutes, I'm going to call a client for an update because we have a standing call every Monday morning at 9:30 my time. After that, I will work out, which is why I'm still in my 2 sizes too big workout shirt. And then we'll start to tackle more of the day. So, hey, Monday Fun Day. Let's just I really like kind of what came out about the contact forms. And that's what I was hoping to get from something like this is, hey, what can come out that's happening in my life that I would never think to share in a show or a video. So I don't know. If you like this, great. If not, hey, it's just for me. I got something out of it. So I'm totally cool with that. God bless you guys. Any questions, leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe if you aren't already. If you hit that unsubscribe button because you didn't like this, hey, this is just 1 day a week. We got the show tomorrow. I got a guest coming on. And then we've got clips coming out for the rest of the week. So God bless you guys. Have a fantastic week. Oh, and on Mondays, I also switch out my bracelet. And this week's theme is outrageous vision. This bracelet's getting a little loose. I might have to replace it. God gives us outrageous visions, so we need to have outrageous visions to match. When a church tells me, hey, we're receiving 3 new guests a month. We want to raise that to 5 within 1 year. That's too bleh. Like, God has a greater vision than that, I believe, for most churches. So that's the theme of the week. Anytime I'm planning something this week, I'm going to think outrageously. That's what we got to do. God bless you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your week.